Hey guys, Tyrant Repair bringing you a 1v1 today. We're on Vilshanka. Playing today, spawning on the left, we have HSRometh playing as OKW, who has Elite Armoured, Special Operations, and Scavenge. Facing offensive on the right, we have Stormjager playing as Tactical Support, going for some raid sections. This might be the first time I've seen anybody use the raid section so far this patch. So Stormjager went for a universal carrier into the raid section since they start on cooldown, kind of similar to my mobile assault build. Raid section's chipping away from long range, now repositioning. Fortunately, he's crossing the road. Universal carrier doing some pretty good damage. Chipping away. Here come the raid sections now, closing the distance. And remember, they are very similar to riflemen in their performance, so they will be very good at those closing the distance type maneuvers. Behind this, sections have been capping up the map quite nicely. So Stormjager off to a pretty strong start in terms of territory control right now. Section was slightly on the wrong side of cover. Here comes the UC now, peppering away. The question is, what does Stormjager do now? Does he go for the fast platoon command, go for the very fast upgrade on his universal carrier, the Vickers? Or does he get another squad? The flank coming in now. These two squads in some trouble. Should get out of there. Okay, he's going to try to close the distance instead. Outnumbered though, another Fox Trend here. Might go to swing things. Raid section coming across the road. Not able to swing things. It's kind of like ideal scenarios for the universal carrier in the early game. Rometh not really forcing it to move. Its moving force is quite poor. And just like allowing it to pepper away at long range. Which is ideal for it. Since it has an LMG profile, kind of similar to LMG infantry squads. Actually does more damage at long range than it does at close range. Bit of an anomaly in that department. Stormjager goes for an engineer squad. And then into the tech. Makes sense. Going to have some repairs for that. A little bit more capping presence as well.
Work to construct a new platoon command post is finished.
Has gone for a Raketa next. I think that is fair enough. Has locked into Elite Armoured though. Did also have the option of trying to push out a super fast 223 to try and counter the universal carrier. 221 itself is not really that good. It just doesn't have the armor to contest the universal carrier, especially once it's finished its Vickers K upgrade. There we go, connecting. First shot. Out for repairs again. That's ideal for Rometh. Really needs a bit of a break from Stormjager's attack at this stage. Struggling for fuel control so far this game. Okay, just hoping to get a lucky shot off, I guess, there. I'm not entirely sure, but there you go. Medic's next for Stormjager. But yeah, it's interesting to see what build he's going for, because as I said, I don't think I've seen anybody using these so far. Jump into the building over there. He's not doing that though. About to get flanked. He did see that squad over here, right? Took some shots from them. Jumping into the capture circle to try and jam the fuel for a touch longer. Could get wiped. Stormjager chased. He's not going to do that really though. Kid misses one shot. And you see backs out there just before the second one can come through. Activated the suppressing fire mode on the UC. Stormjager's trying to crawl out, and there we go. Break free of suppression. Yeah, not ideal for Rometh. I think he should have jumped into the building back there and waited for some of his troops to arrive to support. Okay, kitten. Trying to chip in against the infantry a bit here. Generally, I don't really recommend doing that, but I think in that particular scenario it's probably just fine. Stormjager already knew exactly where the anti-tank gun was. The universal carrier wasn't really up to much. Misses that one though. Yeah, the universal carrier does have a pretty small target size. Anti-tank guns at max range like that, pretty likely to miss it. Have to keep that in mind. Just to jump out of the building a little bit earlier than this. Got a raid section coming into his retreat path. Crossing the road. This could be a big mistake for Rometh. Oh boy, look at that model. It's kind of getting blocked by the universal carrier. Activating the suppressing mode, getting a good burst on those folks. They're going to have to retreat as well. There they go. Let's have a set of med kits back there, but very, very late. Getting his battle group up. Raketen. Having trouble finding the angle at the moment, sitting up in the wrong direction. Needs to get those med kits though, there we go. Retreating again. And now a Vic is out from Stormjager. Interesting choice. Oh, connection. Oh boy, Stormjager. Oh, and down it goes this time. Not getting so lucky. Raketen connecting twice in a row. Stormjager, I guess he ordered it to retreat up this direction instead of back this way. Or reverse. So that's ultimately what costs him there. Now flak half track in the works for Rometh. Very late though, you can see he's already got 60 fuel after that. Stormjager actually already starting his company command, and he's like 50 fuel away from a medium tank. He's going for a second machine gun now, but I think that might slow down his manpower enough such that his medium tank will come in a bit slow.
Your forces have constructed a company command post.
But yeah, this is a very, very, very late timing for this flak half track. And I think that's, partially because Rometh has been a bit reckless with his manpower, I think, so far. Some late retreats, staying in bad engagements for too long. So it's just a bit slow on that.
Enemy causing trouble.
Flak half track getting things going. Do you need weapon racks to upgrade these? Yes, you do.
A capture point is being overrun.
Double Vickers there. I don't think the flag half track really wants to go toe-to-toe with him, at least if both of them can shoot at him. Vickers does have pretty good DPS and reasonable penetration. Do have the option of smoking and then doing some attack rounds on them, but flak half track is not that good in that kind of scenario. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage. Can like suppress stuff, but tends not to actually just like blast units down with that configuration. Machine gun out next for Rometh. Flak half track poised over the cutoff. Stormjager going for the Centaur here, which is Bit of a spicy selection. I think in this case it's perfectly acceptable as well. Rometh is so far away from his own tank that you don't really need the extra anti-tank. I'm going from the Cromwell. So yeah, Centaur should be fine. And here it comes.
Supply is looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
This is probably the timing now for Stormjager to consider getting with the weapon racks. Chasing in. Squad. Oh, it doesn't have the munitions for a Faust even. He's not quite there. And he loses a squad too to a monstrous infantry push. And now even the Raketans in some trouble, could get decrewed. Centaur chasing it down. No, that's going to get home. Oh, just about. Right on the base doorstep. Ooh, close call for Stormjager, almost losing his raid section out the back.
We have 300 points remaining.
Coming in for the steal on the Raketan, perhaps. Machine guns are there. Not setting up. Stormjager going to go for the steal. We've got a bunch of OKW troops into the retreat path of it, though. Maybe they can prevent it from making the long trek home. Has to cross the road. Across the road. Not even shooting at it. There he goes, Rometh on the run. A little bit unfortunate. He didn't quite have the munitions for the snare. He's like 2 munis off. Don't think it would have got off anyway though, because the squad died so quickly. That is bad news for Rometh. Black half track down. Raketan down. Does have a reasonable amount of fuel. His territory control over the last 2 or 3 minutes, though, has been pretty strong. Stormjager taking a big backward step while that flak half track was on the field, and he didn't have any anti-tank gun to counter it. Same story in the infantry department. He didn't have weapon racks. All these squads had SGGs, so starting to struggle there as well. Second Royal Engineer out for Stormjager now. There's quite a lot of munis in reserve. Do have the resupply in this commander if you really want to get some cheap team weapons. But now that he's got that stolen Raketan, probably doesn't need to go for that airdrop.
A capture point is being overrun.
Okay, Centaur back up to full speed. Oh, trying to set up the machine gun, sprinting around the side. Got the Stormjager there. Need to put away their sweeper though, max out the DPS. Oh, he's got Molotovs. Lobs one of those out. Do you need to check grenades for this? No, it doesn't look like you do. That's how unfamiliar I am with raid sections. They went through so many iterations in the patching process. And I forgot what they ended up doing, you know. Ooh, on the road, that was a nasty burst. Could lose the squad now. Where's that Raketan? He's got 2 of them, in fact. Okay, this one's just hitting the field now. Rometh did have to take a pretty slow ticking option. Going for the double Raketans to answer back the Centaur, which I think is a reasonable decision before going for the tech. But now he's trying to put his tech on the front lines while he's under quite a lot of pressure. And I feel like this is going to go horribly wrong for him. Here it comes now. But look at that Vickers blast through the Raketan. Oh, gets a wave. Oh no, not quite. Vet 1 activated. Didn't hit too much. Manages to recrew. And the flame grenade does actually end up forcing this away. It was kind of lucky Stormjager decided to activate the take aim. on his machine gun, which, you know, goes through a reload cycle. So there's a period there where it wasn't firing at the Raketin. So I ended up decrewing it, you know, when it's all the way back here instead of probably up here. Bit of a lucky break for Rometh there, and gets his tech up. Thought for sure it was going to go down there. Stormjager did upgrade this section with medics. Maybe if he had upgraded them with the pyrotechnics, could have came in there, threw out some base howitzer damage, but that was not what he went for.
Extra firepower is now available for units.
He's got his weapon racks now. Hasn't gone for hammer or anvil yet. Look at his map control. Resources galore. Cluster grenade in, easy dodge. Base going to work. From side to side. So far, I've not been very impressed by Rometh's anti-tank gun positioning. I feel like it has been quite poor since the Centaur has arrived. Got those 2 shots off on it when it first arrived, but since then I don't know if he's hit it once. And now we've got the double Vickers K reworked. So these raised sections are going to be hitting hard. Should be out damaging the Okinawa infantry now. Rometh with a good amount of resources. Could go for a Panzer IV. Maybe he wants to go for the Panther first. Could be a reasonable choice. He is quite far behind in the anti-infantry department though, as I said, so he does need a solution in the anti-infantry department. Oh boy, he's not reinforcing his troops. He's going to go for the Stormjager. He's very close to the timing on it. Well, here it comes. This is again where maybe the pyrotechnics would be quite nice on the infantry section. Giving them extra sight can help see the Stormjager coming. I believe Stormjagers are quite bad against units inside trenches. Okay, well, there we go. 2 squads down just like that. Or just about.
Enemy threatening a capture
Well,
point.
I certainly need something to help in the infantry department, and there we go.
Sherman Firefly complete.
Big connection. But yeah, I believe it's a good idea to stay in the trench against them. Maybe I need to do some more testing. But I thought, like, when the trench dies, your squad kind of pops out the side, and somehow they end up taking like 0 damage. Reloaded already. Ready to fire. This from the Firefly. Double Raketins are there. Big connection. There goes the machine gun. Firefly a bit slow to back away. And the Firefly surviving. No, he stopped! He stopped! He just had to back away a tiny bit longer and he would have been fine. Oh, Stormjager, what are you doing? Say, kind of reminds me of his universal carrier death just then. Did get some damage in with the Raketin though. That's the thing with the Stormjager. It's got so much health. Very hard to kill. Oh, it's died. How did it die? Going for the recruit on the machine gun. Getting away with it as well. Triple cap against Rometh at the moment. About to tick under 200. So he's under a lot of VP pressure.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Activating the take aim, but it's a little bit slow. And here comes the Stormjager again, activating. Goes the machine gun. This one doesn't leave a weapon behind. Outright destroyed.
The enemy are at 200 points.
So Stormjager after a roaring start. 17 kills after 3 shots. Very
Enemy causing
strong for
trouble, trying
Rometh
to
now.
take one of our points. A capture point is being overrun.
Okay, raid sections wrapping around the side. We've got double anti-tank guns here now for
Downed enemies
Stormjager.
trying to take a point from us.
MG on the move. Centaur back up, ready to rumble. Rometh has relieved the VP pressure. Sprinting around the side. Oh boy. Does get his anti-tank gun in range. Raid section does get away. Quite a lot of damage onto the Stormjager, and here comes the Centaur now. Gonna pressure away the machine gun. Double Rakit spinning around. Attack rounds missing their mark. Centaur. Oh, connects once that time. Getting away, but the engineer's doing some good work over here. It looks like maybe, I don't know what happened down there. Somebody forgot about a squad, ended up dying. Still coming in from the side.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Oh, has to reload. Oh, it doesn't quite get the kill. Heartbreaker. Here comes the Stormjager. Oh, big connection. AT gun's still alive, but Noba's probably going to finish that off. Keep coming back again.
The weapon crew are, I'm afraid, quite dead.
Okay, well, Vet 2 already on the Stormjager. It's working tremendously well.
We're losing a capture point.
Nova's popped their upgrade. Stormjager going for a Cromwell here instead of the Firefly. Looks like he wants to just flank around Rometh and take down this Stormjager once and for all. Machine gun down there. And that's the new thing with the Stormjager, you know, it kind of like starts its firing animation as it's still driving forwards. Which makes it hard to spot a long range attack like that. Okay, Cromwell, ready to rumble.
A capture point is
Machine
being
gun on the
overrun.
ground. So yeah, you lost that section, so he's down to almost no infantry now. He's actually having trouble repairing up his tank in time. Can go for another Cromwell in a little bit of fuel's time. Destroying Beetroot machine gun, I think that was. Maybe that's going to be Stormjager's play here. Cromwell swarm.
200 enemy threatening a capture point.
Do we have 3 snaring squads for Rometh, but it has been using his double anti-tank guns like exclusively as one unit. So they might be easier for Stormjager to avoid. This time dodging out to the side. Does suppress everything though. Only dropped 1 or 2 models.
They're trying to take it.
And here we go, Centaur and Cromwell coming in. Goes for the Vet 1 ability, forces away the Rakitans almost immediately. Cromwell trying to get around the rear, but getting blocked by the retreating Rakitans. He's on the move, but he's... Oh! Yeah, he keeps hitting the front alarm, a little bit unfortunate. Now that he's actually on the front, he's having trouble finishing off the job. Centaur turns his attention back onto the Rakitans.
Squads.
Oh, but he doesn't drive around the side of them. One ability still on cooldown. Oh, but he's going to town on them at close range. The Vet 3 Kittens, Vet 3 Centaur rather, hits Vet 1 on the Cromwell, pops the Hunt, and there goes the Stormjager. Can Stormjager get away with his 2 tanks? They're low. There goes that one. Fires off the smoke. Could jump out of this trench and look for a snare. Finishes off the abandoned tank. Here he comes, coming in for the snare. He saw that coming. He's got the tank commander with the extra bit of sight. And he avoids the damage. Panzer IV popping up for Rometh, but it looks like it might arrive too late. Cromwell is pretty fast. Oh, but Stormjager stopping a couple times here, trying to go for some cheeky shots. Oh boy, and he's gonna let the Faust come through. Oh, big mistake. Panzer IV comes in for the finishing touch. I have to consider, like, you can see what he's going for there. He's hoping for a good AoE shot from the Cromwell to potentially wipe that squad, but the thing about the Cromwell is its AoE sucks. So odds of those kind of shots going off very low. If it was like the Okeloyu Panzer IV, maybe that would be like an okay play since its scatter and AoE is quite strong, but yeah, the Cromwell, its AoE stinks, so it's a bad idea. A better idea would have been trying to go for the crush since they were a little bit clumped up on the corner, but the best idea, of course, would have been just to back away, repair up, and hope to live to fight another day. He doesn't have any repairs at the moment, though. No engineers. This could also be like not a terrible time to go for the air resupply.
Damned enemies trying to take a point
The
from
second
us.
anti-tank gun. The mortar could actually be quite decent against the MG, which is constantly covering the central VP.
75 points remaining.
But yeah, definitely need some Royal Engineers. Perhaps even 2 squads of them could be reasonable. Don't really want to be going toe-to-toe with the Panzer IV with the heat shells either. Here comes the Raketen as well. Cromwell backing away quickly, but those heat shells, and he's pinning shot after shot, and the Raketen connects too. Oh, the Raketen, it's Vet 3. Look at that rate of fire. Down goes the Panzer IV. Okay, well, that ends up being a pretty good trade for Stormjager. Yeah, that was a little bit lucky though. Easily could have bounced one of those shots. He forces Raketen to stay in there for a little bit longer to kill the abandoned tank. Nearly ends up decrewing the Raketen. Opportunities want to chase, want to get the kill, but they're getting shredded by the double Vickers K. Sprinting forwards, Stormjager, flanking the machine gun. Getting up the capture. He's down to 51 VPs with the overs in the trench. Going to try jam the capture over here. Vet 3 section though might be able to win this one. Close range like this. Overs not vested up themselves yet. Throw out the Blenkorper. And now the regular grenade. Okay, there we go. Forces them away. Going for the cap. In fact, might even go for the cap on the south as well. Do have a Volksgrenadier there guarding it at the moment. Oh, where's he going with this engineer? He's coming down to the bottom. Leaving the squad inside the trench. Okay, but the engineers don't stand a chance. Stormjager rebuilt from Rometh. Another Cromwell for Stormjager. This one...
New machine gun crew ready and waiting.
Stormjager raising its barrel. Stormjager trying to dodge. Still the AoE suppression might allow Rometh to win this one. Got a lot of health damage on those squads as well. Nope. Needed to switch his focus fire onto this squad so that they didn't get the suppression recovery boost.
There's a rather splendid Cromwell ready to
Make
go.
sure that they stayed with that in combat modifier. Okay, double machine guns.
Capture point.
Stormjager. That's what's going to be next for the Stormjager. Just about to complete the reload. Here it comes. Cromwell coming in on the flank though. There's the Raketen. A reasonable position. Raketen doesn't make it home for Stormjager. From pretty good flanking so far. Isn't taking any damage from his opponent's Raketen. Could be a good time to go for some smoke action as well for Stormjager. So there's smoke from OKW troops. It looks like he's going to back away. No, he's coming back in. He's just trying to juke the Raketen's arc. There he goes. Continues to juke. That Cromwell is pretty damn fast. Connecting this time. He's on the rear fully though. Good connection. I think he still needs maybe even 3 shots to kill. And now he's got engine damage. He's got the hunt though, Vet 1. It boosts your penetration. And he just needed 1 more shot. There we go. Stormjager down. HSRometh with the anti-tank gun positioning. Just couldn't get it right. And down goes the Stormjager again. Cromwell just hiding behind the shed. Machine gun chipping away at the Raketen. Another machine gun retreats to the overs. Oh, there's a second Raketen coming in for Rometh. Now he's trying to back away from this angle. Will this Raketen fire? Yes. Oh, well, not quite fast enough.
Lost its swines, just knocked out a vehicle.
Either way, Stormjager in control of the VPs, 100 remaining for Rometh, so he's under quite a lot of pressure.
Jerry's only got 100 points left.
And Stormjager going to go for yet another machine gun. Rometh still about 50 fuel away from another tank, so Stormjager doesn't have much to worry about in that department. He himself being relatively close to another Centaur, if that's what he wants to go for next. Problem sometimes with the Centaur is because it's a little bit slow. Can have trouble dodging anti-tank guns sometimes, but neither of these anti-tank guns are Vet 2 yet, so should be relatively okay. It's once they get that Vet 2 rate of fire bonus, you can really find yourself in some trouble. Triple cap against Rometh. Raid Section diving in to prevent the capture, throwing out their Molotov.
To take a point from us.
And they're jamming the capture nicely. The double Vickers K working, and there goes a squad. Later on the retreat. Rometh pretty close to his tank now though. If it's going to be the Panzer IV.
The gun is not crude, not anymore.
Smoke grenade out from the overs. Raid Section charges through it. Now having to retreat back through it. We do have a dive in the north. Looks like the Vickers got flanked up here and decrewed. Stolen by Rometh.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
And now capping in the south. Stormjager under the VP pressure now. Panzer IV about to pop out. Another Cromwell coming in for Stormjager. Reasonable choice. Because it looks like the take aim just wore off on it. Unfortunate. So now Stormjager back under the VP gun. Does have the Raketen there that he can recrew. Turn against that Panzer IV once it arrives. Another machine gun coming in for Rometh. He also wants to just completely lock down the VPs with machine guns. Try and squeeze out this victory.
Cromwell Gun tank, ready for action.
Jumping inside the building, that's always a good option with that Vickers. Sets up. Starts out in the wrong direction though. Sprinting in. Going for the cap down the bottom. He's lost control of the center now, so he's under a lot of pressure. Double Ricketts are up here. So that Cromwell has to be on its toes. And it takes a shot. Could be a reasonable choice to jump inside the building even with one of those Ricketts. As bad as that looked when I did it in my first person view game the other day. Because, oh, with a take aim, look at it shred. This particular Rickett goes down so quickly. And now the other one's under a lot of pressure. He jumps in the building, but now the building's actually quite low. He's taking a couple shots.
We only have 10 points left.
And a bit of ram action as well. Cromwell. Oh, the heat shells kicking in. Jumps out of the building with the Rickett. But it's just too late. Forced away the squad down the bottom, but what happened? Didn't he have a raid section down there? Looks like they end up retreating. And Stormjager loses this one. Oof. Well, did some good diving plays, Stormjager, you know. Flanked around the Stormjager very effectively, avoiding those Ricketts, avoiding the snares. Got some really nice kills. But man, that first Stormjager just went to town, wiped like 3 units. Really, really quickly too. Really shifted the momentum of this game so badly into Rometh's favor that Stormjager had a tough time recovering from that. Not sure what happened to his Vickers up here in the north though. Him losing control of that VP. Very, very costly. And then the machine gun turned against Stormjager, so he couldn't come up here and capture it. Perhaps that was one of the losing factors this game, but GG. A fun one, a few twists and turns. Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, wrapping that. If you like, again, we cast by me. Details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.